This is a story that made me very, very happy last night as I was sitting in front of my TV. You may or may not know, 2 weeks ago, in the opening game for Maryland, Taulia Tagovailoa had 3 interceptions. They lost really bad. They only scored 3 points. Maryland did. And I uniquely root for Taulia Tagovailoa. First of all, he's from the Tagovailoa family. And I think that, the Manning family gets a lot of love in the world of football. They're one of the more famous and prominent families in football. I think the Tagovailoa family is very, very criminally underrated. They are phenomenal. I really like them. They're good, warm people from Hawaii. They support their children. They moved to Alabama for Tua. They just seem like a really endearing, warm family. So anybody from their family, I like them. I root for them. There's a reason I wear Hawaiian shirts. I love Hawaiian culture, and I really, really like their family. I think they're awesome. Now, their little brother, Taulia, I think has somewhat of a difficult journey because he's Tua Tagovailoa's younger brother. Tua, top draft pick in the NFL, starting his first game on Sunday, by the way, for the Dolphins. It's a hard road. When your older brother's really famous and really successful, and you're doing the same thing your brother did, it's hard. People are going to compare Taulia his whole life and his whole career to Tua, and it's a brutal thing he's taken on. And so I actually, moving forward, when I talk about Taulia, I've introduced you to Taulia Tagovailoa. It's Tua's little brother. I don't want to reference his older brother ever again, or very rarely when I talk about Taulia, because everybody's going to be comparing them, and everybody's going to be talking about how he's Tua's little brother, and I want him to be Taulia rather than being Tua's little brother. If that makes sense. I feel for the guy. You may or may not know, 4 years ago, my younger brother died, committed suicide, and I just have a heart for little brothers. Younger brothers have a special place in my heart, especially a guy who I think has a hard journey ahead of him, being the younger brother of an uber successful dude. I feel for Taulia, and I gotta say, man, I was so excited watching the guy play on Friday night. So 2 weeks ago, Maryland's opening game, played horrible, had 3 interceptions, and I went, oh no. I'm rooting for this kid. I love the family. I love the older brother. I have a heart for his story. He's a younger brother. And he played badly. And I'm like, oh no. Is this going to go south? Is Taulia not going to work out at Maryland? I panicked a little bit. And this game was a good lesson. On Friday night, Maryland beat Minnesota 45-44 in overtime. Taulia had 5 touchdowns, 3 passing, 2 rushing. And this game is a great reminder why you cannot judge a player on just one game. It's just not a big enough sample size. If a player is amazing and kills it on one game, great. If a player is not good in one game, that's also okay, because it's just too limited of a sample size to judge a player. And I almost wonder if Taulia, tough matchup, maybe he was nervous in that first game. What I saw on Friday night against Minnesota, Taulia looked like a NFL quarterback. He had to throw a seam ball down the right, the right inside, right seam ball down the right, at the end of the fourth quarter, like a back shoulder ball, perfect location. I went, wow, that's just a great throw. And I was really impressed with Taulia. And I hope I'm saying the name right, Taulia. So I've always said it, so I've heard it said, so I hope I'm saying his name right. And Maryland was down 38-21 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. They were down 17 points. And they came back. And they did it because of their quarterback, Taulia Tagovailoa. That's awesome. That made me so happy. Really cool comeback. Minnesota missed the extra point in overtime to make would have been 45-45. As a result, Maryland wins because of that miss. And, oh, man, been a roller coaster already. 2 weeks into Taulia's career as a starting quarterback in college. Week 1, they get destroyed. And I went, oh, no. I was afraid. Is it going to go badly? And week 2, the second game of the year for Maryland, has given me a lot of hope. Oh, he'll be okay. We saw undeniable talent against Minnesota that I go, yeah, the Loxley, the head coach, Mike Loxley, the head coach of Maryland, was nothing but calm and fine. And after the bad start of the year, he's like, oh, Taulia will be okay, no worries. He was very calm, cool, and collected, and unwaveringly supportive of Taulia Tagovailoa, which is rare. Really cool to see. And there's a reason for that, because Taulia is really good. And what I saw against Minnesota, I go, this guy, clearly, decision-making, accuracy, talent, it's all there. It feels more like week 1 was a fluke, and this is who he really is, a really good quarterback, because week 1, missing throws, weird decisions. I just looked like a nervous quarterback, a nervous guy playing in his first game. Remember, he transferred from Alabama, and I want to keep following this story. Taulia Tagovailoa, this kid who, a younger brother, from a great family, and a guy I'm rooting for, who his teammates seem to really, watch the body language on the sideline, how they interact. They rallied around Taulia. They like him. They believe in him. And I just want to say that I saw what he did on Friday night against Minnesota and went, first of all, yes, that's awesome. I breathed a sigh of relief, and I feel really good, and I'm really excited to watch how Taulia continues to progress as the year goes on. So that was awesome. Warmed my heart, made me very, very happy.